Hi you guys, this is Misty with Cancerian Chronicles. Welcome back. We are going to jump into some time-stamped readings for our water signs, so Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, to see what your ancestors, messages from your ancestors, what they have to say. So let's go ahead and we're going to start off with the sign of Cancer. But before we get started, you guys, if the messages resonate, if they bring some type of value, don't be afraid to donate to the channel, either energetically by clicking that like button, or, you can donate monetarily. I have CashApp and PayPal, and it is Cancerian Chronicles. So let's go ahead and get started with the sign of Cancer. I've already shuffled, and you have your cards here for each of the signs, like our introductory card. And so the first card is for Cancer, and you have the Queen of Roses. And at the bottom of the deck for each of the cards, we have add some. Now, add some is, it has several meanings, but one of the meanings that I was guided to for this reading is where you're focusing on the present. So you can use the word add some. Actually, the phrase add some, I am here. If you find yourself like being distracted from a situation, a goal, or a relationship or person that is currently before you. And so with the sign of Cancer, with this Queen of Roses, initially that's making me think of, this is going to be a relationship before you. So it could be, you have to make sure that you're not, the ghost of Christmas past, right? You're not allowing past relationships, or even within the same relationship, if there's something that you have forgiven someone for, or you've moved forward from, don't allow, those past mistakes to, stay as a hurdle or as an obstacle in the relationship. Or, this is even making me think of people like when you argue or something like that. Like if you're arguing about, I don't know, let's say chores, like you have to stay present or focused on that situation. Don't start, talking about, I don't know, something to do with like, how much someone is contributing to the household. I mean, I'm just kind of pulling that out of the air, but making sure that you're staying focused on the situation, making sure that you're staying focused on the relationship at hand that is currently before you. Okay. So, but just in general, the Queen of Roses is basically signifying that there is a current relationship that you have with someone, that it may start to deepen or become more meaningful. So there's some guidance there. It could also mean that you're about to have someone new appear in your life. So if you're not currently with someone, then you may have a new person, like a new friend, a new lover, come into your life. For some of you guys, even a new family member. So that could be like a new addition to the family even. And you have to be open to that. So there's some guidance of like making sure that you're open to, receiving, that love or that friendship or that, relationship. And then another thing that it could be for you is that, like, if you are in some type of spat with someone, family member, friend, lover, spouse, it doesn't matter. This signifies that there could be a happy resolution that is headed your way. But again, you have to be open. And again, you have to focus on the present and not the past if you want to resolve whatever that is. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and see what else we get. Clouds wanted to pop out. It says temporary problem. So whatever problem you're facing, it's temporary, whether that is like, you're having a spat, whether that is, maybe you don't feel as close to the person that you're with, or if it's just you don't have anyone in your life. This is verifying that this is something that is quite temporary. So just know that. At the bottom, we have Ram, which says a stubborn, aggressive person. I don't know if that's you or if that is the person that you're currently dealing with. And we have Fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. I feel like, whoever this person is, like someone is going to know how to handle the situation, right? As long as you stay focused on the here and the now, staying focused on the present, you're going to be able to resolve whatever the issue is that you're currently facing. Yeah, we have ring. It says a marriage will take place, either romantic or business. So there's some type of, partnership that is going to form. There's going to be some type of, I'm hearing reuniting for some of you guys. Obviously, if you were dealing with I'm hearing you're a jerk. Like if you were dealing with a jerk, then that's not who we're talking about. Like that shouldn't even be up for debate or up for discussion. We don't even need to talk about that. But so there is some type of marriage or union that is going to take place. Again, it could have something to do with romance, or it could have something to do with friendship, business, right? We have at the bottom dog barking, which says advice from a friend. So someone might receive some really good advice related to whatever this is from a friend. And then at the top we have ant, work, achievement, and success. So this is, I'm hearing not everything in life is free. So obviously this is something that, you're going to have to work at, or if this is about some type of partnership, obviously, which that's what I'm getting. You guys are going to have to work together to resolve an issue, to solve a problem. And so, yeah. What else? Oh, geez, no. What else does Cancer need to know? We have rainbow. It says the most difficult part of a situation is over. So, some of you guys could have had a spat or, something like that. Or you're just, something just feels like it's really difficult for you or difficult to face at this time. That is I'm hearing, although we've come. Yeah, this is the end of, whatever that struggle is. For some of you guys, it's the end of struggle love. You're not going to be dealing with struggle love anymore. And so that might be for some of you guys where a new person is going to come into your life. Yeah, we have tree. It says affairs with your family. So for some of you guys, this does have something to do with family. And we have weeping willow, which says family sorrow. It is what it is. I feel like some of you guys, there might be some type of loss within a family. Or, again, it could be a spat within a family, but for some of you guys, there may be some type of, someone is going to suffer a loss in their family, either you or a person that you're dealing with. And it's especially making me think about, a relationship or some, may become more meaningful or deepen. That is one of the ways that for some of you guys, it's going to lead to the strengthening of a relationship as a result. Okay. Okay, what else does Cancer need to know? Okay, we have grapes. It says time to get out and have fun. So again, focusing on the here and the now, focusing on the present is what we talked about. So with this, time to go out and to have fun, don't sit there ruminating or focusing, on your problems. There's something to do with getting some type of flow, getting some movement going. We have lily, which says spiritual love. Some of you guys might be dealing with some type of love that is much more than physical, obviously. And we have staff, which says you will be taken care of in difficult times. Wow. That makes me just feel like no matter what, you're always, your ancestors want you to know that you're always going to be taken care of. You're always going to be okay. Yeah, especially with that spiritual love. So that also could be what that's about. Just have fun. Don't worry on problems. You're no matter what comes your way, it's not to say that you won't face problems, but no matter what comes your way, whether it's romance, whether it's business, you will always be taken care of. You're always going to be okay. And you just need to know that, yeah. So yeah, what else? What else does Cancer need to know? Jeez. Cancer, what else does Cancer? Ooh, okay. we have key, successful outcome to your problems. I mean, that just is what it is. No matter whatever this is, romance or business, right? The hard part is over. You're going to have a successful outcome. At the bottom, we have hand, in need of help, assistance, and guidance. It could be that your ancestors are giving you a hand up or a leg up in this situation. We have rat. It says someone working against you behind your back. So whatever this is, it's possible, like we're not going to get into that, but it's possible that someone has been like doing some, weird things behind the scenes to cause a rift between you and, maybe someone that you love, or, a family member, friend, lover, whatever. Someone is trying to do something, like a rat is trying to do something behind your back, but it's like your ancestors have your back. Your ancestors have stepped in and they are assisting you and they're guiding you. So just, continue to stay open. There's something to do with, like not blaming and not pointing fingers, listening, being open and listening. So to something, I don't know what this is. Let's see. You keep having a lot of things try to come out. This could be for one of you, some of you, or none of you. I don't know. But we have 3 cards that tried to come out. So I'm going to take this as, like a separate something. We have dog barking, advice from a friend. We've already talked about that. We have crown, honor, and respect will come to you. And then we have bull, do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. So that's making me think of like this rat energy. Right? It's almost like they are trying to intervene, or they're trying to interfere so that you back down, right? So that you kind of, shrink and, go back into hermit mode, or go into a corner and, give up on a relationship, give up on this family member, give up on this love, give up on this business. And so, you're receiving some type of guidance, possibly from your ancestors. And for some of you guys, you might receive some really good advice from an actual friend, right? That is going to allow you to see something from another perspective so that you don't give up on whatever this is. Okay. So it could be like, I don't know if like you're feeling like you're not being respected, or you're feeling like someone does not honor you or the relationship that you have. And you might receive some type of, advice on, how to make this known without having a lot of, without having further complications or disagreements, so that, both parties, like all parties can have, like an understanding and come together and resolve the issue. So, that could be something that is headed, towards you. Okay. But that's for one of you, some of you, or none of you. I don't know. But let's go ahead. Ooh, geez, Cancer. Yeah, we have wishbone. It says a wish is granted. So if you were just hoping for some type of resolution within the situation, that wish is definitely being granted. We have apple here at the bottom. It says temptation will test you. I don't know if you were being tested with something, or if, maybe you have a spouse. I don't know why I'm saying spouse, but, maybe your partner was tempted somehow, especially with that rat energy. That rat could have been like someone that you called a friend, or it could actually have been like a family member or something like that. And we have dragon, beware of self-delusion. Either you or your partner or someone is not going to take the bait. Someone is not going to delude themselves, or that is kind of the advice for someone, because it's like this person does not want you for you. This person wants another person just to cause a rift, just out of jealousy, just out of spite, because they want something. So someone is going to, come to that realization. Something might actually be revealed by ancestors, so that, someone doesn't kind of like get it twisted. We have 2 that just want to come out. So again, this could be for one of you, some of you, or none of you. But we have bowl, which says plenty of material things. And we have horse, short journey. So I almost feel like for some of you guys, in a short while, you are going to, like, there's a lot of, monetary, some type of financial wealth is headed your way. and you're about to have like a lot of material items, material goods, a lot of wealth, a lot of abundance or money or something like that. You know, you're going to see an increase, and that could be, you know, why that rat energy is, you know, trying to make its way around or make its way back around. That could have been the reuniting energy, you know, that we were getting earlier. Like it's a rat, right? Okay, so let's see, what else does Cancer need to know? Messages for the sign of Cancer. What does Cancer need to know? Cancer, what does Cancer need to know? Messages from the ancestors. What does Cancer need to know? Okay, so we have Traveler, and it talks about moving in a new direction. So either this is with a business, or this is with a relationship. It doesn't mean that you're dumping someone and getting another person if things are going, you know, well, or even if not, it's almost like, you know, you just need to try something in a different way. At the bottom is Shaman, and it says trust in higher forces. And at the top we have Winter, take care of your needs. So I feel like for some of you guys, like there's something that you really do want, and you know, like going back to that wishbone, you know, a wish being granted. Let's look for this one, 82, page 82. You might have to just take another route. It's not that you have to give something up. It's not that you have to give the relationship up, the partnership up, or whatever. It's just that you might have to travel in a new direction. You may have to go in a new direction when it comes to this. Okay, so I'm going to read the message. It says, the road you're on may be the road less traveled, but this journey is going to be highly beneficial for your emotional and spiritual growth. If it isn't about covering outer distance, it's about covering distance within, and you will be evolving every single moment of it. Remember to keep things simple and to lighten your load, because that will make your journey more enjoyable. You're also being encouraged to see how far you've come and how you've really grown as a person, because this recognition will support you in going even further. And there's a good chance that along the way, you'll make new friends who will become companions for a lifetime. I love that. So, and just in general, the card represents the gypsy spirit within. So this is the opportunity to move in a new direction coming your way. And your ancestors are encouraging you to welcome this, you know, this opportunity. Let's see. If there's anything else. Yeah, it says often these journeys can be lonely, but this in itself can teach you that you're never really alone, and your angels and ancestors are there for you. So this could have something to do, you know, it's a process of awakening and understanding more about the qualities that you have to share with the world. But, you know, as we're talking about a relationship, I just feel like you're about to receive an opportunity to turn, you know, the relationship in a new direction, or you're about to have a new opportunity for like new friendships, relationships, you know, just a new opportunity at love or something. Okay. So those are the messages for the sign of Cancer. I hope that they were helpful. Again, be sure to like the video if you found it helpful, and if you would like to make a monetary donation, check out my Cash App, Cancerian Chronicles, or you can do through PayPal, which is, you know, at Cancerian Chronicles. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and we are going to move on to the sign of Pisces. Okay, so Pisces, again, if the messages resonate, be sure to make a donation to the channel, either energetic by hitting that thumbs up, or you can actually donate through Cash App or PayPal, Cancerian Chronicles. So at the bottom of the deck, we have add some, and I talked about it, you know, with Cancer. But the one of the meanings, the one that I'm guided to for this reading, is about you focusing on the present. It add some if you are finding yourself being distracted, you can say add some I am here. And that is, you know, anytime you're distracted from a situation, a goal, or even a relationship or person that is currently before you, you want to stay focused on the here and the now. You want to focus on the present. The card that you have is card number 15, which is the Muse. Now, the Muse represents a time of heightened resourcefulness and inventiveness for you. So this means any type of creative project, whether it's a new project or an old project that you're picking back up, if you put your focus on it, you will have favorable results. So that's something that you need to know, but you have to focus on, like, if you, like, let's say you started a business or you started a project or something in the past and you did not, like, things didn't end well. You can't focus on that. You are focusing on the present. So put your time and your energy on the present, like what is before you. If you're picking up an old project, like, don't be afraid to pick up that old project and, maybe do things a little bit different. Or it could just be, you're just, I'm here and dust yourself off and try again. You could just be trying it again. And it's not necessarily that you need to change anything, like only you're going to know this. But either way, like, don't focus on, well, I did it this way the last time and it didn't work out. You need to focus on the right here and the right now. So Pisces, this is about a project for you, some type of creative endeavor that is going to work out in your favor as long as you put your time and energy and focus on it, and don't worry about, what happened in the past. So let's see what else we have. It says, Bo, you're highly thought of. For some of you guys, I'm kind of getting the sense of, like, if you started some type of project or something and you put it down, I feel like you may have started to, like, maybe it wasn't a lot of people, but I feel like you may have, like, started to get some eyes on you, and maybe they just weren't really vocal about it, or like you didn't know, or something like that. But these people did think highly of you. So, like, let's say you do art and you showcase your artwork, maybe it felt like, you were just hearing crickets and people weren't really responding and people weren't really purchasing. Sometimes, what do they say? I don't know. It's like you have to, like, it takes 7 interactions. I think that's what it is. I can't remember, but I think it was like 7 interactions even before, like a person, buys something from you. So, it's not that your art wasn't good, just sometimes it takes that many times for people to, bite the bullet and make the purchase, or, you don't know what people have going on. So, you can't take things personal and think that they don't like you and that they don't like your art, or they don't like, whatever it is that you do. So, people have many reasons as to, why they're slower to purchase some things. I don't know why I'm getting that, but we have Rabbit. It says too much concern with sexual matters. At the bottom, and at the top it says shield. You need to defend yourself. That's interesting. I don't know if this is for like one of you, some of you, or none of you, but some of you guys may have put some type of project on the back burner because of some type of relationship that you were dealing with, and that relationship could have been highly sexual. And I'm actually getting more than it just being sexual. I'm actually getting, like, kind of that what is that energy, like they talk about, like, I don't know, it's kind of like that witch/warlock type energy, or like this vampire type energy. Like, you could have been dealing with someone who also is, like, working on a business or working on a creative endeavor, and this person could have been highly sexual with you. I know this might be a little bit weird, but because they were getting something out of you, there's something to do with, like, your sacral energy, and they could have been tapping into your sacral and kind of draining you, and you put your project on the back burner, and it's almost like their project excelled. So I don't know what that is, but, like, when you're, if you're picking this project back up, another time, or if you're, moving forward with, maybe something different, it doesn't matter what you choose to do, but you need to guard yourself when it comes to, like, sexually speaking. It's almost like you're giving way too much of yourself when it comes to, like, your creative energy. I'm hearing I Got the Juice now from that movie Juice. There was something else. For some of you guys, I don't know, this could be for one of you, some of you, or none of you, but there's a sense of like someone, it could have been like if you were highly sexual, there's nothing like, I don't know. I'm kind of, I'm wanting to tread lightly on this because I feel like, you know, if you, some people can't help being more like sexual, more sensual, as you know, with the way that they look. Like some people just kind of look more seductive or something like that. But I don't know. I'm kind of getting the sense of like maybe someone was overplaying their hand with like, you know, showing too much, like not leaving much to be desired. And so you're going to have to kind of pull back when it comes to that energy, especially if you're like, if you're intentionally overdoing it with the being highly sexual, thinking like, yeah, you're going to get more eyes on you, but it's not necessarily going to be the right eyes. It's not going to be the eyes of the people that are actually like, if you're actually an artist, right? And, you know, you have paintings or you, I don't know why I'm here, like you do crochet, you know, like clothing or, you know, art pieces with crochet. Like it doesn't matter what you do, but like if people are just looking at your boobs or people are just looking at your pecs, like depending on who you are, like, yeah, they're going to look at you, but that doesn't mean that they're necessarily interested in what it is that you have to offer with, you know, whatever your creative project is. They may have little or no interest in it. And they're actually in the way of people who really are. So there's something to do with that. Okay. Wow. Let's just keep going. Okay. What else does Pisces need to know? What does Pisces need to know? Oh, geez. Okay. I guess I took too long. They just did. Yeah. So we have Axe. It says forces working against you. Yeah. I mean, that just really, I'm really getting the sense of like you need to cut off, like there are certain people or certain habits maybe even that are actively working against you, and you're going to have to cut that out. You're going to have to remove that, you know, out of your life, especially, you know, going back to that sexual energy, like something trying to tap into your sacral, really strong, really heavy with that. I don't know. I'm hearing Mr. Good Stuff. Mr. Big Stuff, Good Stuff. Who do you think you are? Someone thinks that they have some really good stuff. I mean, I don't know. Or maybe they do have some good stuff and, you know, whatever, not my business. But we have Desk and it says pay attention to your work. Like maybe someone has some really good stuff and it's distracting you from your projects, from your here and your right now. And your ancestors are telling you to focus on your actual work. Focus on those creative endeavors. At the bottom, we have Nest. It says an emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. So whoever is trying to distract you or whatever is trying to distract you, it's keeping you further away from, you know, like an end goal that you may have. And then at the top, we have Money Path. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. Someone is like, you know, they're whatever this is, like, you know, it's keeping you away from some type of financial wealth or abundance that you are meant to have. But it's really up to you. Like, you know, no one's going to force this on you. If you want to kind of, you know, deal with Mr. Good Stuff or Miss Good Stuff all day, that's up to you. But it's kind of like you're missing out on, you know, your bottom line. So just kind of be careful when it comes to that. What else does Pisces need to know? Ram, a stubborn and aggressive person. I don't like that energy. We have Tulip. It says great passion. And we have Thorn, position of authority. So for some of you guys, you may have a person. First of all, some of you guys are being looked at as a person of great authority when it comes to whatever this is, like whatever project that you are working on, whatever you deal with, whatever your niche is, like you are being looked at, or you're supposed to be an authority figure when it comes to this. It's something that you are greatly passionate about. For some of you guys there, I don't know, there is something to do with, like, I don't know if you teach something to do with gardening, because I'm really guided to that, Tulip. I'm getting a strong yes. And so I'm hearing, how does your garden grow? Yeah. Okay. I'm also getting the sense of like, okay, so this is it. With the Ram, a stubborn or aggressive person, I just feel like you need to be like, I don't know if someone is trying to distract you, to interrupt you when you're doing your work, like you have to be really stubborn about, I'm hearing there was a movie, I forget what it's called, but he said my office hours are from 9 to 5. And the person tried to like get in his face, like, oh no, you're going to see me right now, because it was late at night. And he's told him, my office hours are from 9 to 5. And the guy's still going on and on. So he had his, bodyguards dangle this man over the balcony, and the man screaming, and I'm sorry, and he's wetting himself. And then they go ahead and let him back up. And he said, now I told you my office hours are from 9 to 5. Now, I'm not saying you need to dangle anybody over a balcony, but you could be dealing with a super aggressive person who's always trying to get into, I'm hearing the word yoni. I mean, someone is always trying to get you like in the bed or something like that. So they're really stubborn and aggressive when it comes to this, because they are really wanting access to your sacral. So don't think that it's just because of you. Like, they're getting something out of this deal, and that's what you don't understand. And it's like they're taking something from you. You're not getting anything. Like, you're not getting what you should. You're not getting anything out of the deal. Let me just say that. So you're gonna have to be super aggressive, like with your protect this project, protect the time that you're supposed to be pouring into this project, essentially is what I'm getting. Okay, you're gonna have to be just as aggressive. Yeah, we have Peacock, which says beware of great pride. So with this forces working against you, there could be a warning, you guys, that like if you try to cut, when you cut this person off. Okay, this person likes to peacock around, and they might be, kind of all butthurt or whatever. And they might try to actively do things to interfere with something that you have going on. For some of you guys, like, this is even a matter of like, if you're sleeping with the enemy, if you're actually living with and married to like your actual enemy and you don't know it, like when you're trying to create, when you're working on your business, this person will actively distract you. They will actively intervene, like when you're trying to do your work, when you're trying to focus. And that's going to be a clue that's going to let you know. Look at this, there's that money path again. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. And then we have at the top, bird perching, waiting for news, package, or letter. Like for some of you guys, this person will even go so far as to withhold, I'm hearing evidence, I don't know what that's about, but withhold information from you, withhold mail from you, withhold money from you, withhold, phone calls or something like that from you. And it's to, interfere with whatever this is that you have going on. Like if you tell them no, like that's why I didn't like that was kind of the initial energy that I was getting with the Ram, like someone trying to force their way into your life, into your bedroom, like it's that kind of weird, nasty vibe that, I just don't like it. So just kind of be mindful, be aware, but it's better to just kind of cut them off now. Yeah, is what I'm getting. What does Pisces need to, okay. All right, we have something about July, and we have July coming up. So something, and then we have Tower, solid foundation, success with effort. For some of you guys, I'm getting like your ancestors or your guides are saying like, just give us like, head down, nose in your work, in your book, whatever, like just laser focused on what it is that you're working on. Don't worry about what's going on behind the scenes, like eliminate all distractions. Just give us until July. And it's like, you're going to see, like, remember that money keeps trying to head towards you. It's like, just give us like your undivided attention. Give us your concerted effort until July. And it's like, you're going to start to see, progress. You're going to see like where the needle is going to be pushed. But it's like, I don't know if you created a schedule or the guidance is for you to create a schedule, but you have to stick to it and give them until July of you really really putting your all into whatever this is. And I feel like you're going to see a lot of success with the effort that you're putting in. We have caterpillar at the bottom. It says things will not always be this way. A change is coming. You know, seriously, like, yeah. And then we have chair field. Someone new is entering your life. I feel like these are new clients, new customers, new partners, either in business. This could be, you know, just like networking, but you have some new people that are headed your way. And it's like the more and more that you work on whatever this project is. Okay. I was guided to look at this fox. Shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. Like you're going to have to be, you're going to have, yeah. I don't know if you need to do some type of, like, you have to focus on your business or learn something when it comes to business. I mean, I don't know. Let's see what else we can get. Pisces. Ooh, okay. We have cup. It says you should accept valid criticism. Okay. Yeah, your mountain road, you're on the road to success is at the bottom. And we have something about February. I don't know if someone gave you some advice in February, or just, you know, put that on your calendar. Someone is going to give you some type of advice the next February that's going to help, you know, elevate you even more. And so just kind of like pay attention to that. I don't know. Oh, geez. And then we have rainbow. We saw this with Cancer, but it says the most difficult part of a situation is over. Yeah. At the bottom is butterfly. It says a change for the better. And then we have September. I'm really getting the sense of like, you know, I don't know. These are like different quarters, right? Like we saw, what was it? February, we saw September, we have July, like just kind of track your progress. I feel like you're going to see things are just going to get better and better. Like the more that you focus on it and pour into it, obviously, you are going to see results. Okay. So what else for the sign of Pisces? What does Pisces need to know? Messages for Pisces. Okay. Messages for Pisces. What does Pisces need to know? Ooh, I don't know what that was that tried to pop out. Pisces, what is... Ooh, okay. We have Skyfather, which says trust in the unknown. At the bottom is summer. So we have July, now we have summer. Bask in joy and light. And then at the top, we have Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved. I still feel like for one of you, some of you or none of you, like whoever is like approaching you or like always trying to keep you like in the bedroom or something, like that highly sexual energy. You know, if it's not about love, it's only about sex and what they can get out of you. Like you deserve so much better than that. And that's something that, you know, your ancestors want you to know, want you to remember, because, you know, I feel like, you know, that's something that you do know that. Okay, so let's move on to, we're going to look at the meaning of Skyfather, which it says trust in the unknown. Okay, so it says you are a co-creator of your life, and every thought, feeling, intention, and emotion you have is creating the road ahead. With that being said, you don't need to know every single detail of what is going to unfold before you. When this card appears, you're being guided to step back and get out of your own way, because there's a greater power that is not only around you, but within you. And Skyfather is creating the best experience imaginable for you. Accepting this will allow miraculous energy to come into your life. So see things from a higher perspective, like the eagle on the card. This card can also appear when there are opportunities to improve the father connection in your life. If your father figure is in heaven, know that his spirit is drawing close. If he is on earth, there's an opportunity to heal something, whether past or present. So if you do have something to heal with your father, again, remember that, you know, you may want to heal something from the past, but the focus should be on the here and now. The focus should be on the present. Like, don't hold, you know, if you want a better relationship with your father, you can't hold on to, you know, past hurt or past trauma. Okay. I'm hearing say what you want to say. So you may have to, you know, speak up and say something that you have been meaning to say or wanting to say, but still be open, you know, to repairing the relationship if that's something that you want. Okay. Anything else for Pisces? I really feel like that's it. So I hope that this message was helpful. If it resonates, if you got something out of the message, you guys, do not hesitate to donate to the channel energetically, or, you know, you could do it monetarily, but energetically just means hit that thumbs up to let me know that you enjoyed the video and you want to see more of these. And just even if you don't want to see more, that you just appreciate my time and energy. Monetarily, you can Cash App or PayPal Cancerian Chronicles. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. And we are going to go ahead and move on to the sign of Scorpio. Okay. Moving on to the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio, I hope that these messages resonate with you. If they do, be sure to make a donation to the channel, either by hitting the thumbs up, or you can send a monetary donation to Cash App or PayPal with Cancerian Chronicles. So that's at Cancerian Chronicles on PayPal and $ Cancerian Chronicles on Cash App. But I appreciate you watching the video all the same. So what I've talked about with Cancer and Pisces is the underlying energy. We have Adsum, this card number 22, and Adsum has many meanings, which, you know, the one that we are going to focus on for the purpose of your reading is where it means for you to focus on the present. So when you find yourself, like if you're distracted in any given situation, you know, you're being distracted from a goal, a relationship, a person that is, you know, currently before you, you can say, Adsum, I am here. And that will redirect your energy to stay in the present. So that is the underlying energy for your message. Your card is the 4 of Keys, which says clearing the way. Okay, so clearing the way is a message for you that it is time for you to remove some type of obstruction or some type of obstacle that is currently in your way. This could be in the way of your relationship, a relationship that you're in, your work, a project that you're working on. But whatever it is, to remove this obstacle, or while you are removing this obstacle, the guidance is for you to stay clear-headed and to stay even-tempered. Like, you don't want to be too aggressive with whatever this is, but also you don't want to be like, don't be a pushover. Don't be too gentle and too soft with it either. Like, you can't, like, you know, barely kind of push that. You see that log? You know, right? Like you can't just, like, you know, push that with your little thumb or with your finger, you know, with your pointer finger. You're going to have to be, you don't necessarily, you know, obviously even being aggressive with this is not going to move it. Like, you're going to have to be smart in how you do it. Right. So that means, like, you're going to have to use some type of tool, or, you know, like, do something in a different way. So that might be a message that you're going to have to be more strategic with removing some type of obstacle in your life. And, you know, while we're talking about it, yes, you're going to have to be strategic with removing this obstacle. But don't focus on, you know, like, just make sure that you focus on the problem at hand. Focus on the situation at hand. Don't, you know, bring up things from the past that are irrelevant to the situation, to that relationship, to that person that you're dealing with. Okay. All right, so let's see. What else do it? Oh, geez. Where did that even go? Okay, we had a card that flew all the way to the floor. We're going to look at it, but we're not keeping it. But it says needle and thread. A sincere wish will be granted. Okay, so I feel like, you know, you could be working on manifesting something, or, you know, there's something that you want, that you prayed for, that you desire, or something to that effect, and you're gonna get it. But it's almost like, but you have some obstacle, like you have something to face or something that you're going to have to overcome, you know, before that takes place. Okay. All right. We're just going to go with it because your cards are really coming out. We have surprise. Oh, geez, someone might be receiving a surprise, but it's actually sunrise here. It says new creative ideas, new ventures, and a fresh start. I love that. At the bottom is angel. It says spiritual guidance and protection from harm. For some of you guys, your ancestors are trying to encourage you to leave something in the past, something that is, you know, keeping you, like that is the obstruction. It's like you're trying to hold on to a person. You're trying to hold on, you know, like, I mean, look at this. Like, I don't mean, you know, she, you know, I don't know, but I was going to say maybe she's not the actual problem. You know, what's keeping them from, you know, getting from this point to their home with this log, like, you know, they may end up having to leave, you know, either they may have to leave the horse and buggy, or really, no, they can unlatch their horse, right? And but they may have to actually leave the buggy. So it's like there's some type of burden that is keeping you away from a certain goal that you have. And you're going to have to, like, your ancestors are guiding you to like drop it, to just leave it where it is. There could be something that, you know, obviously you could come back for it. You could come back to it. But as it stands, like there's something that you're allowing to obstruct I'm hearing your view, but also just you're allowing it to obstruct some type of goal that you're trying to reach or something of that matter. Yeah, we have moon, which says changes in your life. So whatever this new creative idea, this new venture, this fresh start, it's going to, like, you have to make some type of change and you're being guided to make that change, right? Okay, what else? What does Scorpio need to know? Messages for Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know? Yeah, we have ring. We saw this in, I think, Cancer, but I don't remember. We have ring. It says a marriage will take place, either romantic or business. So something could be obstructing your way. Something is in your way when it comes to like a union of sorts, like either an actual marriage, a new partnership, or a new business venture that you are working on or that you're thinking about pursuing, but you're allowing something to kind of keep you stuck or to be in your way. We have eagle, triumph over troubles and obstacles you're going to have to overcome, whatever this obstacle is. And look at that, seriously, it says heals, obstacles to overcome. Like I feel like if you're sitting around praying and hoping and wishing that the obstacle will simply disappear, that's not going to happen. Okay, that obstacle is there for a reason. That obstacle is there because you have to make a choice. You have to take certain actions. It's almost like your ancestors, the universe, the Most High, like they need to see that you're serious about whatever this is that you're trying to pursue, whether this has to do with a union, you know, a marriage or a business partnership or something like that. Like someone needs to see that you're serious about it. Even if this could be like your actual partner, romantic partner, your friend, your potential business partner, your, you know, mate, whatever, like they want to see that you're serious about this. You're going to have to show them that you're serious about this, whatever this is for you. And like you giving excuses as to why you can't pursue marriage, why you can't put into the business, why you can't, you know, whatever, you know, insert the excuse for yourself, but they're done with your excuse. Like someone is done with excuses. You could be done with excuses that you're giving to yourself. I mean, I don't know. But in order to get what it is that you want, you're going to have to clear the way, and it's not going to magically disappear. Look, this fell to the floor. It says new job or new career. For some of you guys, it's heavy. It has to do with a new work or, you know, something with your business. For some of you guys, the obstacle may have something to do with travel. I'm hearing, I don't care how you get here, just get here if you can. Yeah, like, you know, like maybe you're telling a person, you know, if it's a relationship, you're like giving the excuse of like something to do with distance, and they're like, well, then you need to move here, or, you know, I mean, I don't know. Or if this is business or work or something like that, like you're making an excuse as to like you can't work there because it's far away or something like that. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, what else for Scorpio? What does Scorpio need to know? So it's like you could be trying to hold on to a relationship or partnership, and it's keeping you from a job. Haven't you had a message like this before? I mean, I don't know. But we have grapes. It says time to go out and have fun. At the bottom is basket, recognition, reward for merit. This is something that you definitely deserve. And it is going to lead to just you like enjoying life fulfillment is what I'm getting from this. I feel like, you know, like if you're trying to hold yourself back because of like a family member or a friend or something like that, like you have to let that go. Like someone is only going to keep you stuck. And I don't think that that's really what they want, you know, for you. In most cases, for sometimes you may think that like, you know, someone can't survive without you or live without you, or they're going to be distraught and destroyed. Number one, like they may see it as like you're going to go out and enjoy your life and be fulfilled, and they're going to get to do the same, you know, like, you know, it could be a situation where two people are holding one another back. At the top, we have scissors. It says disappointment in some affair. Yeah. Something needs to be cut out with those scissors. Like, it's almost like, you know, you may think that you're better together with someone, but you're not. Yeah, we have whale, great worry over nothing. Remember I said like someone, like you may feel like, you know, someone's not going to be able to live or survive without you. I feel like they'll be just fine. Like someone is making assumptions perhaps. But we have bowl, plenty of material things, and we have turkey. Someone is behaving stupidly. I really feel like it's more like someone is kind of like, you know, clucking around. But someone is just, that's a chicken. But someone is just like, I don't know. It's like skirting an issue. Or, you know, maybe someone feels like another person is not going to make it financially without them, or like, or maybe you feel like you're not going to make it financially. Sorry, I had to pop my back, without another person. And it's just like that silly talk, like you guys will be fine. Each of you will be fine. So don't make decisions based off of whatever that is. What else for Scorpio? Oh, geez. Yeah, we have lobster. Financial pinch. Yeah. Someone is using finances as an excuse. We have legs, stepping into a new experience. Someone is using finances or money, like saying you don't have the resources or something like that to prevent yourself from this new venture. We have beware of great pride. For some of you guys, I feel like it only is a matter of like, you could have a family member where it's like you don't want to go, like I don't know, you're giving them an excuse, but really it's just like, you know, your pride won't let you say that you don't have the money to make the travel or something like that. And it's like, if this is a job, you know, you can actually talk to them and you might be able to work in like a travel stipend, or, you know, something, what is it called? Relocation stipend, you know, into your salary. And so, but you got to open your mouth and you have to say it. For some of you guys, like, you know, you're telling family or someone that you can't go somewhere, like, or that you don't want to do something, but really it's that you don't have the finances, like you're too prideful and you don't want to, you know, like, it's like, I don't know, I like it here, I don't want to do that, oh, I don't, you know, whatever. But it's like, you just, maybe you don't have the finances. And if you just open up your mouth and say something, I feel like this person, especially if this is I'm hearing father figure, but especially if this is like a parental figure or something, they'll help you come up with the money. But you have to open your mouth and you have to say it. Like, you can't act like you don't want whatever this is. As long as you're acting like you don't want whatever this is and it's not important to you, why would they offer you, you know, financial assistance? Like, you know, that doesn't make any sense. Why would I dip into my bank account and into my wallet to help you with something that you say you don't want to do? So, I mean, you know, like, I don't know if someone is sitting around like, oh, my family won't even help me, but you're downplaying, you know, the new position, or you're downplaying whatever this is that you want. Like, you're not being honest about what it is that you want. You know, I don't know. Oh, wow. This rain, did this come out in every reading? But we have rainbow. The most difficult part of a situation is over. At the bottom, we have barrel. It says you feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. Yeah, you need something. You feel like you need something. But we have candle. You will be shown the way. So I don't know if your ancestors are trying to show you like how to overcome this obstacle. And it's just a matter of, you know, like making sure that you're doing, like you have to do, like they can show you the way, but you're going to have to actually take the steps and take the actions, and it's not going to magically disappear. And that's something that you have to understand. It's not going to magically disappear. Okay. You are going to have to still do the things. All right. Let's see. And for some of you guys, if this has something to do with moving, and maybe you moved away before and things didn't work out, maybe you ended up in a bit of a financial pickle and a bit of a financial bind, like don't focus on what happened the past time, right? You need to, you know, remember this adds some, you need to focus on the right here and right now, the opportunity that is being presented before you. And you need to like remember the lessons that you learned. Like if things kind of didn't work out the way that you had hoped or the way that you had planned, you know, did you truly plan, or did you just like go out on a limb and just, you know, make a leap and a jump without actually planning things through, right? You didn't plan, like, but this time it's like, you know what obstacles you're going to face. And if you know what obstacles you're going to face by, you know, making this move, you'll know how to clear them out of the way. Okay. So that experience that you had, it was a way for, it was for, I'm hearing for a time such as this, so that you'll know what it is that you need to do this go round. Okay. Okay. What does Scorpio need to know? Oh, geez. That one almost went under the couch there. It says, mountains, stand your ground. I feel like, you know, and we're not keeping that one because it went to the floor, but it's like for some of you guys, like you're not standing your ground, right? You're not standing your ground. You're not taking something as serious as what you could or what you should, or you're not defending, you know, something that it is that you truly want. And because you're not defending it, people are not taking it serious. And that's why they're not offering to assist you or to help you if that's what you need. Okay, what does Scorpio need to know? What does Scorpio need to know? Oh, geez. There we go. We have Water Guardian. It says connect with your emotions. At the bottom is Hunter, track down your fears and desires. So there's some type of fear. You remember that peacock that we saw, which has something to do with pride, but there's some type of, you know, your emotions or, you know, your own feelings are what's holding you back. And we have the snake, which is shed old skin. So you have to be able to connect with, you have to be able to identify the emotions that are holding you back so that you can actually, you know, transform or, you know, release the old so that you can step into the new type energy. But let's go ahead and we're going to look up what Water Guardian, what we have for the Water Guardian, which is 114, Water Guardian. Okay, so with the Water Guardian, it says your angels want you to know that it's okay to feel the emotions that are surfacing in you at this time. Someone might be feeling, I've been ignoring it, but this is weird. I keep feeling like, I don't know, it has to be fear. So someone could be like, maybe you're making excuses because at the end of the day, you're actually quite afraid. But I've been feeling like, you know, kind of, I don't want to say heart palpitations, but it's like when you're like, someone feels something in their chest, like it's a pain, you know, like it's fear is really what it is. Anxiety. Is it anxiety? I don't know. It doesn't matter if they are joyous or sad. They are all powerful messengers that allow you to understand what you want and need. Taking time to breathe and acknowledge them lets them flow through you rather than crashing down on you as an overwhelming wave. Note that there are also intuitive psychic messages arising in you at this time, and unless you acknowledge everything as it comes up, you may miss important guidance that can lead you to support and love. I'm telling, what did I say? Like your ancestors, these are the ancestor messages, but they're trying to send you some type of guidance or some type of message or something as to how you can remove whatever this obstacle is, okay, to whatever it is that you have going on. It could be relationship, it could be business, it could be work. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Anything else? It just talks about this angel in particular, because that is an angel on the card. But it says they're about helping you to see that your emotions aren't just the feelings that are on the surface. They're also the old emotions you may have locked deep within the shadows of your soul. Through helping you acknowledge your deepest emotions, the angels of water help you to hear the messages, these have for you, and to unlock your intuitive powers and the energies of abundance. And you've been getting that, like, there's something to do with finances, with that lobster, with the financial pinch. So it's like you have remember, we have new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. It leads to some type of, abundance in love, abundance in money. I mean, I don't know, good health, but it's trying to lead you towards that. But you're going to have to face that some obstacle, and that obstacle for some of you guys, it could have something to do with fear, anxiety, that is related to something that happened in the past, especially with this coming up, that you need to, focus on the present. Remember, if you start to feel anxiety or fear or something rise up in your chest, try to add some I am here so that you can refocus to get you recalibrated. Okay. But you're like, the obstacles, they're not going to stop coming. It's just someone is going to have to find a way to manage, or to overcome those obstacles. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope that was helpful. If these messages resonated, be sure to hit that thumbs up as an energetic donation. Or if you are so inclined, you can send a monetary donation to CashApp or to PayPal, Cancerian Chronicles. All right. Thanks for watching, and have a beautiful and fantabulous rest of your day. Bye now.